And I want to tell the story that I read one time about one psychologist who was attending some kind of kindergarten event, and kids were asked to learn a poem and read it out loud. And maybe 10 kids went to present it. Everyone got a chance to say things and they were applauded too, and everyone was happy. But the time ran out, and there was one last girl who didn't have a chance to read her poem out loud. And she was told to, sorry, we're done. Maybe you can tell us the poem later on. And of course, that would be forgotten. And the psychologist was witnessing that, and she saw that the girl froze, completely froze in that moment. And even though mom let her aside and sat her in a chair and tried to say nice, good words, the girl was just like physically frozen there. And psychologist went to talk to her, and the girl was like, okay, okay. Doesn't show like very visible signs of distress, but because psychologist was trained one, she noticed that it is a micro trauma. She asked the girl to say the poem out loud, and the girl refused to until few attempts, when psychologists like, I really want to listen what you have to say. I think whatever you learn is important. I would love to hear it from you. And this is where the girl opened up and her body unfroze. This is one of the events which every one of us went through. I don't know, hundreds of those events. We think that to have a trauma is to have a horrific event. Yes, it is. But besides that, even those tiny bits in that information, what the girl received from her natural state of mind, she received the conditioning, in a sense. People told her a lie. Whatever you learned is not important. Your voice is not impermanent. You're not worthy of listening to. People do not have time for you, and so on. And when we receive this kind of lies, conditions, from our parents, from our classmates, from our friends, from our teachers, we lose the puzzles from our body when we become frozen, And when we grow up, in the moment when the situation triggers this memory, someone, for that girl, for example, if she would not be able to let it go, in the work, the meeting is over and she wanted to say something but was not able to, well, the meeting is over. What's the point? Not a big deal, right? But because she has this history of trauma, she will become very upset, and maybe she will start crying or complaining. You never listen to me. No one cares about me. No one loves me. Have you ever witnessed that? I witnessed that a lot. When people do not act like adults, something triggers them and they act like, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years old, 7 years old child. And this moment, when we receive this lie, when someone as if telling to us that we're not important, we're not worthy of love, and so on, they condition us into becoming somewhat of a very painful creature. But there is a way to uncondition when you unpack this event or trauma, right? When you understand that you are worthy,